Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you a video a little bit different than my travel videos. And I've done a camping video way back before when I started the channel, but this time I rented a small RV. And I'll show you around the RV and I'll talk about why I did it and how much it costs. Some pluses, some negatives, if there are any, and go from there. This is a small RV. It's about 19 to 20 feet long. We rented this RV from Cruise America out of Hastings, the town of Hastings below Minneapolis, St. Paul in Minnesota. They have all types of RVs. This is the smallest one because I felt it would be easier for me to drive because I'm not used to it. I've had rental vans and stuff, but I'm, like moving vans. But this is a compact version. It's a Ford F-350 gas engine, automatic. It seats two for up front, and I'll show you the rear in a minute. But the seats are fairly comfy, but if you have tall, long legs, right here, I have a problem for me where I hit my knees on here, and there's not a lot of leg room where your feet go, so it's tough for me. There are full functions in this. It's a newer one, and what I like about it is that you have two USB-A ports right here and one C port. So if you want charging, you can go from there and do that. This is traction control setting. You have towing and haul button here. You have cruise control up here. You got your volume controls, all the good stuff. There's a plethora of cup holders up front here. You have no shortage of them. I know some people don't worry about that, don't care, but if you've got it, you've got everything on hand to go. One thing I noticed as a small negative is it was a little sloppy when you're driving and the brakes weren't great, but you have to give yourself more time. It's not a car, so be careful when you're driving. Give yourself extra follow distance. Safety tip, something common sense. We rented this RV instead of trying to rent a car and find a bunch of hotels along the way or bother friends to stay with them, because that'd be imposing on them. So the positive points of an RV is that you get tired, you can pull off to the side of a road, rest stop. There's a bathroom in here. There's a small sink, there's a stove, there's a refrigerator, there's seats, there's tables, there's chairs. And that's the plus. You don't necessarily need like a hotel. You are driving your hotel. Whether it's comfortable or not, I'll let you know at the end of the video. This costs about $1,200 for the rental for 7 days with an average of about 900 miles of travel with that. And then I picked up the no damage waiver, where if anything's at fault, anything happens, that you're not at fault. You don't have to pay for that. $20 a day for the damage waiver, the no fault damage waiver. So I took it, and that's on top of whatever else insurance you have, but you don't have to pay for any damage that happens. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at this. So let's start out with the sleeping areas. This is the front cab area, right? Here is your main sleeping area. It's kind of like a double, maybe a twin mattress. This comes down and it's hard, and it seats in place over here, right? Kind of move the cushions, kind of move it down, kind of play around with it, right? Up here you got some windows on each side. It's a little slanted back there, so you might be rolling down, so it might not be good for the person up there, but there's little lights up here in case you want to see something at night. There's a vent up top here, which they're all open. The windows get some good ventilation and flow through here. And it's not horrible, but it's not the greatest, but it'll do for a couple nights. If you rent this RV, they don't provide any pots and pans or sheets or pillows, so you got to bring your own. That's one thing you need to be aware of. You can purchase all of those in bundle packs from the Cruise America rental place, but you have to do it in advance, and you can get sheets, but each bundle pack costs $100 or more sometimes. So if you're coming from somewhere and can pack that extra sheet, you know, for here, and maybe a sleeping bag, bring them with, because you'll end up spending $100 for the bedding pack, right? And another $100 for like dishes and fry pans and utensils for the kitchen. So that's $200 plus. So you got a little seating area here. Somebody can sit down. There's a seat belt here. And right in front of me here, this is a seating area. Probably seat 4 people tight, but you can have dinner here, breakfast, whatever. Full dining. This whole thing converts into another single bed. And this pops up, and then you remove this leg here. And then you stow it in here, so it's out of the way. And this table goes down, and it sits down in these grooves here, here, and over there. And then these fold down into your mattress for the top of here, across the top. And then you have another single bed. So technically that's like 3 people comfortably. If you're really small up there and you don't mind the tilt. You got more lighting here. Up here you got storage. Don't mind my stuff. Over here there's more storage. There's not a lot of storage like underneath or the RV or anything like that. Most of what's outside, which I'll show you afterwards, is where you have your hookups to store for your electrical cable for your 110, 20 amp, 30 amp. And that also, on another side, you have your water hookups. So you can hook this up to shore power in the campsite. It's all of these sliders have Velcro. You can slide them closed for privacy. And I'll show you when we make up the bed, you can close off the area so people can't see through the front windshield. This has a full microwave here. So you got that. And when it's on and you're connected to the shore power, it will come on. You'll know immediately. This won't run unless the generator is kicked on or you're connected to the 30 amp, the 30 amp outside. It only runs with the higher 30 amp. So that microwave, you'll know if you're connected successfully if that comes on. This is a fridge and it's pretty decent sized. I'm pretty amazed at the size of it. And it can run off of propane, which you have propane tanks below, or it can run off of your main power, your hookup. And it's auto switching between the two. If it senses that there is AC, it'll switch. And it can be set to auto to do that, and you got it on and off. And I'll show you how big the fridge is. I didn't know how big it was, but this is a door. This is a door open here, and this is good storage space, I believe. And this is the fridge here. You got 3 shelves, which are pretty deep, and you can fit like at least a couple days worth of food in there, easy. Depends on how you eat. And then you got a freezer section that's pretty deep too. So, that's bigger than a lot of people's fridges, I would say. You gotta excuse the noise. It's raining really hard out. This is the kitchenette area right here. You got more cupboards here for storage, and if you have stuff up here and you're traveling, you gotta put this down below, like underneath, like the table and stuff, because it will slide out of here and come out when you're going down the road, because it happened to me, because I don't know any better, but I'm just telling you. So that's a good laugh, right? So you got a full-size sink, you can do dishes, got water. This right here You even have a propane 2-burner stove here, right? So you can cook. And the guy said that the propane tanks will probably last a whole week without even worrying about it, because it'll power your heat, your hot water heater for your water, for your shower and your sink. It runs the fridge when you're going down the road, when you're not plugged in, right? It keeps your stuff cold. And it also runs the heat, like I said. Air conditioning and cooling. Haven't tried it yet though. This is important over here. You got your heat controls I was just talking about. And over here, this is how you heat the hot water. You gotta turn it on, and it'll take probably like 20 minutes to get that heat. And it's propane, and I can hear it. And this is your water pump. When you turn it on, it'll kick on, and that's how you can pump the water. And this is a generator, it's start and stop. You don't really need that. You don't run that unless you have no power hookup and you really need to get power in your system. And you have the settings here to check. This is the battery, it's good. Fresh tank is full. The black and the gray and the LPG generator hours. And over here you got a hood light, hood fan, more storage down below, storage, tons of storage. Oh, we can probably stick some water bottles down there. That's where you could stick those water bottles too, the big ones, 5 gallons. They say not to drink the water from the tap because it's non-potable. Coat hangers, coat racks here, and more storage. This is the converter panel down here in case something goes on. And this is where all your breakers are. So if you have a problem and you need to reset a breaker, that's where you look. Right there. That's where you go. This is the heater for your system, and then that's one up top's your AC. Yes, this has a shower. It's a wet bath. So you have a full toilet, right? Flushable, shower, vent, skylight, mirror, medicine chest, small. Make sure to put your thing down on your toilet paper before you start the shower, or you'll have wet toilet paper everywhere. So you just pull this up and it kicks on the shower and you can take a shower. There's not a lot of space, but I'm 6'1", and I'll give you a space estimate for in the shower. I'm 6'1", and I can kind of move around a bit. You know, it's not going to be convenient, but this will come out. I can go like this, you know. So I've been in European showers, like in a tight apartment before, and it was worse than this. So I think I can make do for a couple days, right? Oh, and you have a shower curtain, functional. So what can I say about the water supply? I believe that it's only 20 gallons fresh water. Oh, 20 gallons of water, and 18 gray and black tank combined, I think. Don't quote me, but I'll put the specs down below in the comment section for this RV, and also put down where we rented it from and stuff like that. Get to it, and we'll show you our beds made up a little bit later, and we'll show you outside of the RV and how big it really is. The bed right there, but it wasn't comfortable. Brought our own sheets and our own sleeping bags. If you're not used to it, you sit up too quick, you're gonna smack your head if you're tall. Last night I slept really difficult. The first 2 hours I was exhausted, so I fell right asleep, but after that I kind of tossed and turned. The bed was hard. The upper bed loft is so uncomfortable in here. I bought a $22 cot with a $14 sleeping bag because it was so uncomfortable and so cold that this might work better. But if I can't sleep tonight, it'll be the fourth night without proper sleep. So I might just get a hotel room. That's how great these camper RVs are. That's why most people replace the mattresses, or they spec out one before they buy it, and they avoid this crap. So lessons learned. Good night. The size of the RV, at first it seems bigger than it is, but when you add in your travel luggage or something, like 3 suitcases, there's nowhere to put the suitcases, so you're basically stacked on top of everything. And if you sit a long time in these bench seats, they're not super comfortable. So I guess that's why it's important, if you have this small RV, that you have like a camping chair to sit outside in good weather to get out of the RV. It's not particularly big enough to have everything you need comfortably, especially for 2 people. And I would never recommend 3 people in this. Even though it says you can sleep 3, you just can't. You can, but it's going to be really tight quarters and cramped. The shower for our RV, well, it works, but the hot water heater for the propane is broken. Doesn't work. There's no hot water in this unit, so it's a really cold shower. If you're parked on an angle, you will not get proper draining in the shower. It has to be completely level, which is almost impossible on a dirt campsite sometimes. So you have to use the facilities at the campsite where you're at to shower. If you're parked on the unlevel site, you can't drain the water in the shower if you've taken a shower, so you have to use your feet to scoot the water towards the drain. And if you don't completely clean the water up, it's going to be soaking wet in there, so you're going to step in to use the bathroom because it's a wet shower bath whole in totality that you're going to get soaking wet every time. So you literally either have to mop it up and don't use it as a shower, or park on a completely level zone. Even if you park on a level zone, it's still going to be wet in there. You need like shower shoes that you keep somewhere. Positives, things that I can think about the RV. It's convenient if you're driving far and you just want to pull over and you have to go to the bathroom. You can't find a bathroom anywhere. You can use the bathroom. You can get up, park, stretch out. If it's raining, you have a little bit of space, you can just kind of move around and grab a snack from the fridge. So there's that. Positives is that, you know, you got your food also as well. You can kind of heat up some meals in the microwave if the generator is running, or if you have it hooked up to the power. Negatives, the RV drives very sloppily. The wind pushes it around a lot. Even though it's not a huge RV, it's still subject to the wind and such. Be aware that you're not going to probably be going over 65 in this. Safety wise, I just wouldn't. The brakes are a little sloppy too. It's got 85,000 miles on it. But the other negative I might say is that even though it's convenient to have water that you can wash your hands in the sink and stuff, we barely stayed here, you know, 6 hours, 7 hours, and the gray tank's almost full. And that's a negative because literally you're gonna have to dump the tanks every single night, even just washing hands and going to the bathroom. But it's an adventure, it's an RV, it's a little bit better than camping, because in a tent you don't have any of this, so there's that, there's positive. This is only day 1, so things are gonna get better. We're gonna learn how to navigate the RV, ins and outs, where to put stuff away, maximize the space that we have without letting it feel too claustrophobic. That's the key. And the key would be is get out of your RV. The RV is just for eating or sleeping, you know. Typically, that's where you got to draw the line. That's what it's for, in my mind, especially when the small one.